morning, everyone. Coffee Talk Tuesday. Welcome, welcome. I am very happy to be back, although probably slightly a bit jet lagged. So super excited to talk to you guys all today about social media marketing world. And for those of you who don't know, social media marketing world takes place every year, and it's put on by Social Media Examiner, which is a really, really great hub of information if you guys are looking one, besides Stark Media Group, of course. So they put on this conference every year, and it is filled with absolutely amazing speakers, and they just kind of give you the latest and greatest of what's going on, things that you should know, keep a lookout for the future, and just some tips and tricks on how to make sure that you are getting the most out of your digital marketing plan. So really, really great conference. Anyone who is in our industry, I cannot recommend it enough. Also a ton of fun, and it doesn't hurt that it's in San Diego. So, I mean, I could sit here and talk for hours and hours and days and go on about everything that we learned and all the amazing people that we met. Hey, Marissa, thanks for tuning in. Marissa was there with me too. And I can just tell you at the end of the day, we were both so exhausted in such a good way, but also just so excited about everything that we learned. And we did a divide and conquer. So she went to some talks, I went to others, and at the end of the day we were just like, what did you learn, what did you like, what did I like, this I did this. So really, really exciting. And like I said, especially if you're in our field, I highly recommend it for next year. So as per the usual, gonna just give it a few more minutes for people to pop in. Make sure that you say hi when you get here. I missed you all but I desperately need coffee. So keep an eye on our social profiles, because for the next, I'm going to say probably about month or so, we're going to be putting out I have an ample amount of notes. So we're going to be putting out lots of information that we learned. So make sure you guys stay tuned, like, comment, and share. We always appreciate that. And I'm going to ask a question now. Who followed along with us during our Social Media Marketing World 19 journey? So if you guys saw anything that we were putting up, watched any of our live videos, please make sure that you comment and let us know, and let me know what your favorite thing was that we did, said, or yeah, what you learned. All right, so I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna do my 5 kind of key takeaways that were pretty prevalent throughout everything that we went to. Now, this conference is not specific to one platform, to one, hey Craig, thanks for tuning in. It wasn't specific to one industry or anything like that. There were people from all over. There were influencers, there were agencies, there were marketers, there were business owners. So this was a very, very diverse conference. And the speakers were as well. You know, I went to talks on LinkedIn, I went to talks on Facebook, talks for Instagram, talks for just strategy, innovative thinking. So there really is so much that you can learn from this conference, and it was a really, really great time. But there were a few things that were pretty prevalent throughout almost every talk either myself or Marissa went to. And I'm going to talk about those today. And then, like I said, we'll be following up quite a bit with lots and lots of fun information throughout the month. So the first one was video. And we keep saying this over and over again. And I think it's just going to continue to be on the rise of video. One, just like here, super authentic. You guys see me. I see your comments. I can respond to your comments. I can say hello when you say hello. So say hello. But it's changing the game when it comes to social, because it's no longer just me talking to a screen and you guys watching it. We can now have a conversation. Whereas if you were to ask me a question, I could get to it, I could answer it. If you were to say hello, I can say hello back. So it opens a door for a one-on-one communication, which is huge. So video, especially live video, is definitely something that they see being on the up in the future, but more to break into the other key points that I have. So live video, I will touch back on, but just regular video in general, doing little 1 minute snippets. Dennis Yu, I went to his talk about it, and he talks about just doing, and he actually challenged us all to, by 5 o'clock that day, to put out a 1 minute video, which is actually a lot easier than you guys would have thought that it is to do a 1 minute video. I mean, I think I've definitely gone for more than a minute right now. So just doing quick little 1 minute videos. Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? This is what's going on in the office today. Or, as Michelle loves to do on Monday, just pop in and surprise me back over here. So just starting to get into the habit of doing video. And I know a lot of people at first were like, no, I can't do video. I can't do it. I can't do it. You can, trust me, you can. It's a lot easier than you think, and you do get used to it. But if you are super, super camera shy, you can actually just make an avatar. And I think it was Vivica's talk on LinkedIn, I believe, don't quote me on it, where she had somebody who was a rock star at doing video, but she was super, super camera shy. So she actually ended up making an avatar of herself, and she just made little videos with her avatar doing whatever it is that she was talking about. So not the end of the world if you don't like being on video, but like I said, you do get used to it after a while, so try to give it a chance. So video is huge. It gets the point straight across. It also, to lead me to the next one. So first one is rise of video, or continual rise of video, I should say, especially live. And those bring you into my second point, which is authenticity to gain trust. In better terms, humanizing your brand. So huge, huge topic that was everywhere in this conference was the humanization of your brand. So people want to connect with you, not with our logo. As beautiful as a logo it may be, this is not what you're connecting to. This is. So you guys know that when you call here and I pick up the phone and I say, hi, this is Kelsey, you know who you're talking to. You have a face, but to the name, a face, but to the voice, and you're going to connect with me one-on-one. This is absolutely huge, and especially in our present state of the world. People are really looking for that human connection. And it's kind of ironic because technology seems to have maybe veered us away from that. Everyone jokes around about how, everyone's face is in their phone all the time, and, how you should look up every once in a while. Well, that's kind of what you want to transform over into your brand, is you want to humanize it. You want to give it a face. You want to give it a personality. Michelle and I are huge jokesters to each other. We laugh all the time in the office. And I think that comes through when we do our little snippet of live videos, especially when she catches me off guard. So authenticity is huge. And people, we've been saying this for quite some time now. People can read through the BS. They can read through the sales pitch, and they don't really want that anymore. They want something to believe in almost. So when it comes to your brand, if you give your brand a human nature, they're more likely to connect with that. And there's so many different ways that you can do it. And I have to quote one of my favorite talks. They were all amazing, but one of my favorite talks was with Duncan Wardle, and it was actually the very first one that I went to. It was about innovative thinking. So it was the Disney method. So his whole thing was how to step outside the box and how to get yourself out of what he called the river of thinking. A river of thinking is, if you think of a river, it kind of just keeps going and you're thinking along the same line. So he said the biggest barrier to innovation is our own river of thinking. So he actually suggested that if you're doing a think tank or, you know, a brainstorming session, to pull someone in who's not in your industry or isn't in your company, somebody who's an outside source, because if you're around all people who are in the same industry, along the same lines, you're all going to have the same river of thinking, more or less. Some will have a few different ideas, but it'll be the same river of thinking. But if you pull someone in out from an outside perspective, they will be able to throw in something that maybe you wouldn't have thought of on your own because it's not necessarily within your river of thinking. And that will therefore pull you out, and you can see maybe, oh, wow, that would actually be a really great idea to try that. So humanization of your brand is definitely something that you want to look into, and try to have those little innovation brainstorming sessions within your company. Try to pull somebody from the outside, obviously a trusted source. You're not just going up to any random person and being like, hey, tell me about this, but maybe you want to. Go for it. Who knows? It might work. But you want to start giving your brand a human nature, and something for people to connect with. So my third biggest point is that Facebook is changing. Shocker. I know. Everyone feel free to do the Macaulay Culkin Home Alone face. Oh my God, Facebook's changing. Yes, of course, Facebook's changing because it's always changing. But this change is particularly huge. And anyone that takes note of Mark Zuckerberg's blog posts or anything that he puts out will actually see that he's kind of been alluding to it. And, you know, I didn't really catch on to it. And thank God for the goddess herself, Mari Smith, who did an amazing keynote. Yes, Marissa, that is exactly the face. She did an amazing keynote, and she said, she's like, hey guys, he's been kind of alluding to this whole time, that it's going to keep getting smaller in the sphere of social. Hey, Bobby, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. So although Facebook started out as this huge platform of social, a social network, and everybody was talking to everyone, and it was almost like a big group chat, he's now starting to wind it down to make it a bit more personal. And we saw that with, you know, like news feeds, and where they changed the algorithm to see only what they thought that you wanted to see, or things that you've been communicating with. So it's becoming more community centric, which means you're going to get a lot more of these one-on-one talks, things that are going to, like, live video will kind of be ranked a bit more above regular video, because regular video is kind of a one-way conversation. This is a two-way conversation. So I'm saying hi to people, I'm answering questions. So ask your questions. Feel free to ask questions. But this is more of a personal thing. So Facebook is going to start to kind of manipulate the algorithm and the way that they run Facebook to complement that type of thinking. They're doing a few things with Messenger. So they're really looking to open the door to personal coffee talk communications. So that's another big thing for Facebook. So fourth topic is actually coming off of a quote from Mari Smith, and she was talking about Facebook in particular, but I think it pretty much goes across all platforms, because it was something that was pretty prevalent in everything that I went to. And her quote by Mari Smith: "Content is king, but engagement is queen, and she rules the house." So what does that mean besides who runs the world? Girls? No. So that means that, you know, as we've been saying, you can't just push it out. You have to engage with people. You have to go back and forth. When somebody comments, when somebody asks a question, you have to be there to answer it. You can't just say, here's my flyer, here's my post, here's my video, you should watch it, you should love it, I'm great. Which I'm sure you all are, and I'm sure everything you guys are putting out there, all of your content is great, but it's a lot about engagement. So, we've been saying this for a while, but guys, I can't say it enough, and it was huge throughout the entire conference. Engagement, engagement, engagement. There's actually one of my other favorite talks, Rich Brooks. He said, we are social creatures and therefore demand social truth. So what does that mean in the social sphere? Well, social truth, meaning we need validation. So if I see someone is commenting, wow, love this company, had a great experience, testimonials, or if they see you communicating back and forth with people and they can actually watch that whole conversation transpire. And maybe it was question that they had. Maybe they just, want to see the personality of your brand, going back to my last point. But they want to see that interaction. They want to see that you are being social, that you are being engaging, and that people do kind of verify your brand with these testimonials. People want to know that your product or service works, that you're easy to work with, that you have a company that is worth believing in and investing in. Because let's face it, essentially, if somebody is buying your product, is buying your service, they're investing in your company to help their company grow. So, or their lives grow if it's product. So definitely, you want to make sure that you're not just doing the one face. You are communicating. You're going back and forth. And finally, this one is the big shebang. This was the closing keynote, the topic of the closing keynote. This was a topic throughout every single one and I'm sorry, I know everyone's terrified of change, and this is going to scare people a little bit, but the state, the customer state has totally changed. Totally changed. It is no longer in our hands. It is no longer in the marketers, the sales team. It is no longer in our hands. The customers have taken the selling experience back. Now, how do you get around that? Because essentially, none of us want to lose our jobs, right? So the difference is there's a switch from active selling to passive selling. And I did touch base on this in one of our previous coffee talks a couple of weeks ago. But people no longer want your sales pitch. They don't want the selling. What they want is a cultivation of everything that I just talked about. They want a humanization. They want authenticity. Oh, one of my favorite talks about live, Lou Mangello, he said, authenticity is the current state of business. They want this authenticity. They want this humanization. They want the interactions. They're virtually begging for it. So if you give it to them, they will then invite you into their lives, their homes, their businesses, and that's where the sale goes down. So it's no longer about knocking on doors and selling your Tupperware from housewife to housewife. You actually, I'm going to twist that around. It is a little bit like that because you need to be invited in. So it's not just the sales pitch anymore. You want to put things out there that are going to connect with people, that are going to reverberate with them, in which case they will want to invite your brand into their life. Now, something that's going to shock people a little bit, and I'm going to make sure that I say the exact percentage because I kind of have it in my head, but I just want to make sure. Nope, can't find it. Okay, so anyway, I believe it's 17%. It's either 17% or 13%. 17% is the amount of brand loyalty these days. So as much as you may have thought in the past, like, oh, my customers love me, they're great. Well, I think it's 87%. It's either 87 or 83. I'll get you the exact quote when we're done. Hey, Allie, thanks for checking in. But you have 80+% of people that are shopping around. So brand loyalty is not very big anymore, as much as you may have thought it was. But what people are doing is they're shopping around and they're looking for a brand that they connect with. Now, it could be you and your competitor could have two different products and connect with people in two different ways, and therefore they buy different products from either of you. But you want to start to humanize your brand. You want to be authentic. You want to engage. You want to develop that relationship. And that's something that we've talked about quite a bit in order to get these people to invite you into their lives, and therefore then let you sell to them, then let you have that connection with their brand and make them brand ambassadors. That was a lot. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. And guys, if you have questions at any time about anything that, I'm giving you a quick 5 points. But if you guys have any questions about anything, please feel free to reach out. Because like I said, there's tons and I could talk a lot. Thank you, Marissa. 13%. I knew it was in there. So there's 13% brand loyalty and 87% are shopping around. That is a huge amount. So you want to really take heed of these kind of key points, these 5 key points that I was talking about, because it's really going to affect your business going forward. Because there is just an entire shift that has happened, and everyone is looking for that brand to believe in. And I keep having that song stuck in my head, something to believe in. Yeah, so make your brand something to believe in by taking those few things into consideration. Thank you so much, Craig. I appreciate it. There's so much more to come, and I wish I had more time to give you guys all of the information that I had, but it was 3 days. It's quite a lot, and I've got a little bit of work to do. So with that, I'm going to wrap this Coffee Talk Tuesday up. So quick run over of the 5 key points. Make sure you guys are doing video. It's a quick and easy way to get your point across in a very concise manner. Even if you think you can't do it, you can. I promise. You need some tips and tricks, give me a call. I'll be more than happy to walk you through it. But you can absolutely do it. And if you get utter stage fright, make an avatar, and then you can do your avatar that way. Authenticity, humanize your brand. It's going to be a major factor moving forward. So make sure that you guys have the capability of doing that. That Facebook is changing from a community-centric to a more personalized, one-on-one conversation. So it's no longer flat face. It's looking for that engagement, which leads us to 4. Engagement is king. So make sure that you guys are really pushing your content out there, but following up with it, making sure that you're connecting with your potential customers, your target market. And 5, customers control the selling. So you need to almost become a bit more passive in your sales, as opposed to active and pushing out. You want to become a little passive and draw people to you. So Heather Funk, how often are you asking? How often to put videos out? Just looking to see how often you want to engage. Let me know. So I'll keep talking. When you get back to me, I'll let you know. So make sure that you are drawing people to your brand now. So it's almost like a passive selling. Yes. Okay. So with videos, I would say obviously try to put them out as much as you can. I will give you guys, here is, big bonus. Mari Smith actually told us something which was huge. If you post every day on Facebook for a month, so 30 days straight, on day 31, your organic reach will actually go up. So, you know, we all say like, oh, organic reach is dead. The queen herself said it, so I believe it. We're trying it ourselves. 30 days, and you will, on day 31, you will see an increase in your organic reach. So that doesn't necessarily mean you have to do video for 30 days, but it's definitely an easy way to get that done. But videos, I would definitely say, if you're just starting out, maybe once a week. If you can try 3 times a week. Basically, the more that you put out there, the more people will have to connect with. You know, you guys know that every Tuesday, it's either myself or Michelle is going to be here. You guys can tune in. You can learn some things. So that's really important because you guys are now connecting with us every Tuesday. You know, you're asking questions. And, you know, it's a big thing. So every Tuesday, at least once a week, we're putting one video out. But if you can put out a few more, it only can help your brand. And then as far as engagement goes, I mean, anytime you put something up, you should be following up with it. You should be making sure that any comments that are on that are liked, are replied back to if it's necessary, or just to say hi. Anything that you do in putting out video, putting out content, and engagement-wise is only going to boost your brand and be in a positive light to both your target audience and to Facebook and Instagram's algorithm. So anything you do can only help. So those are my 5 key takeaways. Like I said, stay tuned throughout the month. We are going to try that 30-day challenge, and we're going to be posting some stuff about social media marketing world, things that we learned. I also, if you guys are on LinkedIn, please feel free to check out my LinkedIn. I just put up a, what's it called? An article. I put up an article just highlighting some of the key points that I loved about social media marketing world, and I will continue to do so. So make sure you guys follow us on all of our platforms. Twitter, we've got some great stuff we've retweeted while we were there, commented on. So check us out at Stark Media NY on Twitter. And then, of course, Facebook, Instagram, Stark Media Group NY. Make sure that you guys like, comment, and share. I appreciate you guys being so interactive. Hello, and Angela Esthetician. Sorry. Thanks for tuning in. So thank you guys so much for interacting. You all have been fantastic this morning. I really hope that you guys learned a little bit, at least, from this morning's talk. And definitely make sure that you guys tune in. And if you have any questions at all, or if you want to know specifically, about some things that we went to, I'd be more than happy to chat to you about it. So send us a message, DM, email us, however you feel the need to communicate. Go ahead and do it. Thanks so much, guys. And as per the usual, I'll be doing a whole little write-up in our group, Stark Media Marketing Group. So make sure you guys are a part of that to get even more insights. I just want to give you all the information. All right, guys, until next week, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the week. Enjoy. I believe the weather's supposed to be phenomenal up here in New York. So if you're watching from New York, enjoy it. And have a great day, everyone. Bye.